As a cosmopolitan, I am concerned for all people living on Earth. There are many current dangerous things that are happening in the world today, from climate change and other things, some of which are listed on the next slide. During this presentation, we will look at the effects and possible solutions. Scientists have confirmed that it is excess carbon dioxide that is causing global warming. As you will know, sunshine, rain and plants are the main ingredients needed for life on Earth. Land-based plants that produce about 30% of breathable oxygen have been significantly reduced, while the production of carbon dioxide has increased to the extent where it is nearing the point at which there will be not enough land-based plants to produce the 30% share of the total needed. The other 70% is produced by oceanic plankton. So we need to look at what can be done. First, let us look at what some scientists are doing that may or may not be useful in providing solutions to Earth's current problems. We will look at these scientific activities on the following slides. I am not a scientist, but, in my opinion, the idea that you can send rockets back to a different time in the universe is not feasible. They usually collect samples which must be at the current date and time on Earth. The sample construction will probably change during its journey back to Earth. Either way, it's not much use in saving planet Earth terms. Currently, none of the planets in the known universe have ever supported human life, and the samples taken to date indicate that they never will be able to support human life. The current planets are mainly rocky. Some may have various minerals and possibly ice that would need to be melted and purified. Some contain or are surrounded by noxious gases. Again, nothing useful in saving Earth terms. The astronauts landing on the Moon have established that there is no breathable oxygen or plant life. It has less gravity than Earth, and its 2-week daytime is fiercely hot, up to plus 120 degrees centigrade, and 2-week nighttime is severely cold, down to minus 133 degrees centigrade. Not much use in saving Earth or as an alternative place for humans to live. All the above serve a useful purpose in providing quick communications or information between people and nations. GPS tells you where you are and gives directions to your chosen destination. Spy satellites gives you information on what is happening across the world. For more details about AI satellites and the pros and cons of AI, see my presentation about artificial intelligence. The International Space Station is approximately the size of a football field. It has been operating for over 20 years and travels around the Earth at 17,500 miles per hour. Oxygen is supplied from Earth, either in oxygen cylinders, or if that runs out, by using the electrolysis method of extracting oxygen from the water supplied by Earth. This slide sets out the basic tasks of the space station. No water has been found on any of the planets in the known universe, and it is unlikely that if any water was found on another planet, it would have the same constituents as the water on Earth. Now let's look at the suggestions for the scientific approach. I am not a scientist, so this is just a theoretical suggestion. We can already collect carbon dioxide and store it for other uses. See the internet for information. The question is, can it be filtered and processed using synthesized plant-like materials to activate the photosynthesis process to produce breathable oxygen? Even if it was possible, it would be unwise to give such power to individual processing companies. We will discuss this in more detail later in this presentation. We will need to look at each of these individually, starting with international cooperations. Currently, there are several countries that meet to discuss the situation, and there is usually some sort of agreement reached, which is then supposed to be implemented. Unfortunately, some countries change their minds later and only implement part or none of the original agreement. Get a majority agreement on the person to be appointed as chairperson of the first meeting. The chairperson will need to ensure the agenda is followed and meeting members listen quietly to each other's views. See the agenda on the next slide. This meeting should be attended by all representatives, but the main agenda will be about the current damage already happening and the possible future problems if no action is taken. Scientists should make proposals on how best we can combat current and future problems for relevant specialists to prepare and cost action plans to stop all current and future problems. This meeting should take place as soon as possible after the first meeting, because it is essential that work starts immediately. It should quickly be followed by the third meeting to agree budgeted costs for each stage of the Earth-saving programme and authorise full implementation of the work to be done. Agree initial funding and stage payments for completion of each phase, with final payment on completion of all necessary work. On the following slides, we will look at each of these individually. These actions are essential because plants create 30% of Earth's breathable oxygen. Food is essential for survival. Many countries are unable to produce enough food to feed their population, while others produce more than they need and sell to countries who can afford to pay. Therefore, wealthy countries have more than they need, so a lot of food is wasted. Although some wealthy countries give food aid to poor countries, it is not enough to meet the world's need. It is essential that good food is shared by all. NASA sent a mission to Mars with the MOXIE machine. It was able to convert carbon dioxide into very small amounts of breathable oxygen. If this machine is upgraded, it will need large amounts of power that will create large amounts of carbon dioxide that will defeat the object. As the slide says, the key to saving Earth is everyone working together to carry out all the necessary actions to resolve current and future problems and ensure all the fruits of the earth are shared equally between all nations and peoples. See the student activities on the next slide.